Hey everyone, got a fun video today. Last weekend was Rexpo. We got a lot of new pickups and got a lot of things I wanted to rehouse, so I figured we'd do a nice long rehouse video and show you guys some of the stuff I picked up. Got a whole bunch of totes already drilled, already filled with substrate. We'll decorate them as we go. Already did this first one off camera just to make sure I have everything within arm's reach. Now the first thing we're going to rehouse is a Brazilian iridescent blue, or the Lasiocyano Sazimai, formerly pterinopelma Sazimai. Now this is a beautiful species of tarantula from Brazil, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking up, but I'm sure you'll see why they call them the iridescent blue. And she's all ready to come out. So I picked this female and a male off another vendor for a trade for a P Metallica I had. As soon as I saw her, I could tell she was so deep into pre-molt, and she molted out less than 24 hours later, which is fine. It just means that she's going to be super fresh when we do pair her. So I'll spend the next few weeks fattening her up and getting her up to size to make sure she's ready to be paired. And we're just going to nice and gently help her out. They make it so easy when I don't actually have to do anything to help them out. They just walk it on their own. Come on, sweetheart. You were so close. Now, I'm not sure if the camera's really going to pick this up. That blue iridescent to their legs. Yeah, it doesn't look like my camera's picking it up. No big deal. I got the male and I got another juvenile we're going to try to also see if we get on camera. Now, since she just molted, you have the molt in here. I'm going to show you guys how to molt sex tarantulas. So, real quick, we'll put the lid on her. I'll show you guys here. Got a little container with room temperature water and just a little tiny drop of dish soap. That's just going to help rehydrate the molt. So I know the molt is a couple days old now, but it's still pretty dry, and we just want to rehydrate it so we don't damage anything when we go to open it up. And the dish soap is going to help sink this and get it rehydrated. Without dish soap, it just floats on the surface. It's very hydrophobic. So that's it for a few minutes. And just make sure it's getting hydrated. Now what we're actually going to do is just set this off to the side, and we're going to rehouse the next tarantula while that soaks. So I'll get her out of the way. Of course, I'm going to go through and label all these as soon as I'm done, but we'll just get them out of the way for now. So here we go. This is a smaller container that we're going to put the male into. Here you see I just got them set up with ground up peat moss and a little bit of charcoal. That's just what I use for a substrate. And close by, you also have little pieces of cork bark. And all we're going to do is just try to bury half of flat in the corner. Dig out the start of a burrow. And take some extra. And just try to bury it. This is just kind of what I do. It's aesthetically pleasing to me. And we also get them started with a burrow. Also got tons and tons of extra plants, fake plants. So we just take this and then we'll just cut off a section of 3. And we'll put this in the back here, just for a little extra cover. And of course, you can't forget water dish, very important with mature males. You always want to keep them hydrated, and if they're a tropical species, you always want to keep them humid as well. And we'll take our mister, and just go through and just mist everything down. The substrate itself isn't completely dry. It still has a little bit of moisture in it. So with these tropical species, I'll just mist down the surface real quick, make sure it's humid. Top off the water dish. Of course, you know, doing this, I always have my tools nearby, paintbrushes, chopsticks, catch cups, if anyone gets too rowdy. I don't suspect they will, but... And here is the mature male. Now, I didn't get him molted on this male, so I'm hoping he's on the younger side. The older they get, the more, or the less fertile they tend to be. So as long as we can get them paired within the first few months, you're usually pretty good to go. Try to get this water dish out of the way without hitting him. Oh, and we have a surprise dubia roach. Fun. And once again, we're just going to come in with our paintbrush, chopstick, whatever you prefer to use, and just see if we can't encourage him to walk out slowly on his own. And as long as you're calm and gentle, you shouldn't have too many problems with New World species and rehousing. But that's the male Sazimai. And I'm sure he's probably going to go straight to his water dish and try to get a drink. Or possibly not. That's a pretty basic setup. And hopefully we'll see signs of a sperm web soon. And then we'll get the female fatten up, and then we'll get these two bred. Put this off to the side. And we'll get the next one ready. Another smaller tote. Gotta break up some of those chunks. Try to find a smaller piece of cork. Of course, if you can't find a smaller piece of cork, just break one in half and make one. We'll do about the same thing for this. Take a little hole, bury it with a bit of an arch, start them off with a little bit of a fake burrow, or the entrance to a burrow, so they can dig down when they're ready to. Then we'll come over here, grab another 3 section of fake plants. And this one I think I'm going to jam under here, just to help support everything. This is a bit of a skinnier piece of cork, so I don't want it to be able to completely fall over and trapdoor a spider. But also they'll web it up pretty heavy too when they decide that that's their home. Okay. Grab a water dish and just somewhat bury it in the corner. Now this is for a juvenile Sazimai, so once again, just quickly go through and just mist everything. Since this species is from Brazil, we do like some humidity. And we'll also fill up the water dish. And then we will go for the Sazimai juvenile. Now, when they're juvenile, they tend to have a lot more blue. Or a lot more color in general. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get her in here. Might be with a catch cup. So all we do is put down the catch cup. And I'm not going to use a lot of force here. I'm just going to gently try to encourage her to go up the cup. And then we'll move her over to here. Get this out of the way. And of course, fake plants we can reuse. And let's see if we can get her to climb down gently on her own. You can see she's really jumpy. Oh, and she's trying to run straight for cover. So let's see. Let's hope to get her a little bit more on camera. So let's try to tempt her to come out a little bit. And that's what happens, is sometimes they bolt. That's why we have a catch cup close by. And we're not going to panic. We're going to stay calm and just encourage her to walk right back in. Now you see on the juvenile, that blue probably stands out a lot better. At least to me it does on camera. Oop. Absolutely beautiful species. One of my favorites to work with. And hopefully we can reproduce them pretty soon. So now we stressed her out enough, we're gonna let her settle down, put the lid on, and we'll get her out of the way. There we go. Grab a fresh tote. And this is gonna be a lot of rinse and repeat, but we'll have a ton of different species to show. And once again, bury a piece of cork bark in the corner. And we'll grab some soil and just backfill behind it. And just try to make something that looks nice and functional. I do have a bucket of dirt nearby, or the peat moss substrate, just in case I want to add a little bit more. And that is looking pretty good. We got a little piece of plant right here we're going to use. Put that somewhere like that. We do the same thing with the water dish. Pick a corner, any corner. Just somewhat bury it. And then this next species is going to be a human species as well. Another species from Brazil. So we're just going to go through and just mist everything. Maybe clean off the edges of the cork bark. Fill the water dish. That's probably enough. And then we'll go for the next species. Now this is a Brazilian redhead, or a Bumba Horrida. And these guys can be a little fast and flighty, but as long as we're gentle, I'm sure it'll be fine. Now this is a confirmed female. I Molt sexed her myself, so I'm positive she's a female. Nice big spermatheca. And same thing with her. I know she's going to be a little bit more trouble, so we're just going to see if we can't encourage her to just walk herself inside the catch cup. There we go. And we'll set her right there for a moment so I can get this out of the way. That plant's probably worth saving. Okay, let's bring her in a little closer to the camera. Try to make sure I'm getting good shots and angles. And then we'll just gently encourage her to walk back out again. Now, this species won't get as large as the Sazimai. Females of this species tend to get about a little over 4 inches, whereas I'd say that adult female Sazimai is probably closer to 5. Neither one of them very big species, but they are incredibly cute. I personally love these guys. Their setae, or their hair, is very, very short, and they look almost like a hairless tarantula. Really great if you have arachnophobic friends. But that's her safely rehoused. I'll put the lid on nice and gentle, and we'll get her out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna say this molt soaked long enough, so we're gonna check this female Sazimai's molt. Not really to make sure she's a Sazimai. I know for a fact she is, just by her size, but just to show you what you're looking for whenever you go to sex a tarantula. So I'm gonna take this plastic lid. I'm going to gently pull out the molt, try not to break the abdomen, and put it right on here. Let's see. Pull up a seed, make it easier. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pair of toothpicks I have off to the side here, and we're just going to try to open her up. Now you can see we're looking at the inside of the molt here, the leg holes, so she is right side up right now. And this is her carapace, and we'll pull that away a little bit, because what we're looking for is the bottom of her abdomen. And we want to face that right side up. And as you can see, they kind of twisted a bit. Sorry, I keep checking to make sure I'm not moving out of frame. And all we're doing is trying to figure out which side is right side up. And I think we gotta roll it one more time to the right. You want to be delicate with this, especially the older that they are, the more brittle they'll be. Even if you do soak them, it's really easy to tear them. Okay, there we go. And this is the inside of the bottom of her abdomen. So let me just grab the camera real quick and we'll get close up. Okay. Let's see if we can get it focused. Sometimes being too close is a hazard. Okay, so now we're looking at the inside of her abdomen. And carefully this out. There's a little flap right here above their vent. And you can see I can get the toothpick under it, and I can actually flip it around. That is a female spermatheca. So that's where they return or retain the sperm from the male after breeding. I really hope you guys can see that. There's that little flap right there. And yeah, this is definitely a female. I knew that beforehand, but I was hoping I could show you guys how to sex your tarantula. And of course, they're not always proportionate with the tarantula. So younger tarantulas may not have a spermatheca proportionally the same size as they are. Sometimes their spermatheca starts out really teeny tiny and slowly grows. Usually around 3 inch, 2.5 to 3 inch is when I personally can start molt sexing tarantulas, and that's usually what I do. Wait till they're about 2.5, 3 inches, and if I get a good molt, that's just so, you know, the spermatheca is more visible to me. I don't have microscopes, I don't have jeweler loops or anything crazy. Most of what I personally try to sell at expos is unsexed, unless I checked it myself and molt sexed it. So we'll get that out of the way. We'll get you guys set back up real quick, because we still have a lot more rehousing to go. So we'll try to figure out. I think that's the angle I had. Oh, I was trying to focus on something that isn't there anymore. I don't know how to make that step. That's okay. We'll grab another tote, move on to the next thing. Yep, so last little tote. So extra second mixing that up. A little too much charcoal in one spot for me. Okay, once again, we'll grab a couple pieces of cork. I only say a couple this time because these are much, much smaller pieces. So I think I'll set it up. Maybe something like that. And then, see if we can figure out how to give her multiple places to burrow. I'll make this one a little fancier. Or actually, I'll put that there. Put this like that. I'll actually give her a decent burrow with multiple directions to go if she wants. Then we'll kind of bury the backside. Get the old bucket of dirt real quick and put another handful in. That looks pretty nice. Then we'll grab some scissors, cut off another piece of plant. Maybe we'll do something different. Different type of plant. And then we'll clip off the 3 section. I think this one I'm gonna put right up here. Then once again, water dish. And this is more of a dry species, so we're not going to heavily mist down the whole thing. We're just going to fill up the water dish. And maybe wash off some of the dirt off the plastic. There we go. I'm gonna have to fill it up all the way, maybe about halfway. That looks pretty good. Let's try to get a little bit more height. There we go. And the next species we're going to rehouse is a bonnetina. How do I make my thing autofocus again? Anyways, this is a bonnetina cyaneifemur. So this is a Mexican species tarantulas, and the bonnetinas usually stay a little smaller. You see they got absolutely incredible color. Very beautiful. This one I bought, or I traded, because she was marked female, so hopefully she's a female. Next time she molts, we'll definitely check that. And we'll try to encourage her to slightly walk out. This species is from Mexico, so they're a little bit more of a docile terrestrial species. Not that every single one will have the exact same personality, but we can see that she's already a little bit shy and timid and does not want to leave her box. So we're just going to gently try to push her a little bit. Not applying too much force, you don't want to hurt her. You just more or less want to encourage her to just walk herself out. And there she is. Absolutely gorgeous tarantula. Going for some close-ups. Incredible species. Sorry guys, I'm not sure how to make my camera stop focusing on one thing. Zoom in, zoom out. So I gotta press and hold. Nope. Okay. So there's that tarantula, and we'll get it out of the way. Okay, here's a larger tote. Used for a not so large species, but should work out all the same. Once again, we're going to take our cork, bury it at an angle, and backfill behind it, just to make sure they have a start of a burrow. And I also just want to make sure you're happy with it too. I mean, most of what we are rehousing today will be New World tarantulas, but I got a couple Old Worlds too we'll rehouse as well. I got a total of 14 totes ready. So we're going to do 13 tarantulas and one type of scorpion. I like the way that flows over there. Of course, they're going to dig around, rearrange, do what they do anyways, but we'll try to make it look as nice as possible to start with. Okay, so this is a more tropical species of tarantula. So we're going to give everything a good mist down. Not super soak, but it's a nice surface layer. Take the time to clean up some of the edges. And we'll fill the water dish about half full. And then we'll get the next species, which is a hapalopus species Colombian large. So this is the large pumpkin patch, or Colombian large pumpkin patch. And they can be very, very skittish and shy. So I think with her, just to be safe, I'm going to use a catch cup. And we're going to encourage her to gently walk up the side of the cup. Of course, it's foreign terrain, so she's a little hesitant, which is fine. You can see she's not being too defensive. She is a little bit scared, which is understandable. And we're just going to gently ask her to walk up a little further. And there we go. And now they can stick to the side, so we'll leave her there real quick so I can get this out of the way. And we'll bring her a little bit more into frame. Once again, another absolutely beautiful specimen. Confirmed female. She was molted 6 to 8 weeks ago, so She's being fattened up, and I'm going to try to find a mature male for her. This would be an awesome species to breed. They are notoriously hard to breed. A lot of times your females like to just chomp your males. But if you catch them shortly after a molt and they're well fed and you pair them, you usually have a pretty good chance of success. So we're going to hope for that. Just going to sit here and admire her. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Absolutely beautiful species. Okay, we'll put the lid on her and move on to the next one. Like I said, we have a lot to cover, so I'm gonna try to do it all at one go. Next to it. Let's see. Oh, we should switch to an old world. Okay. So once again, gonna dig out the corner a little bit. Bury this in the side. And give her the start of a burrow. I'll give her some fake plants. This is large enough, we'll give her a couple. So I think I'll put this up top here. Just kind of bury it in a little bit. Grab another one and maybe do it in this corner as well. Water dish, maybe a little further away from the burrow, because she will dig that out and probably fill her water dish anyways, but we'll make her have to work for it. It's a tropical species, so we're just going to mist down everything. And I probably will never remist these, honestly. Even for these tropical species. After I first set them up, I will just constantly flood the water dish, give them a really humid section, and let everything else dry out a little bit. That way they have the option of whether they want to be on the dry side or the humid side. I find just providing natural gradients in your enclosures for any animal is just super beneficial. Let them decide which side they want to be on. So, old world. This is going to be fun. So, I'm not overly concerned with the species. She's already burrowed down because she knows something's up. But this is a orphnaecus species quezon blue female. So this female actually paired last year, and she was a little young to be paired. Went for it anyways, and she did molt out, which is a shame, but she is in a burrow right now. So what I'm going to try to do is use my catch cup, and I'm going to feel around, try to gently see if I can dig her up, or encourage her to run out this other side of her burrow into the catch cup. Oh, see some movement over here. So I think she might actually be over here. Now, she did make a absolute network of burrows, but there she is, underneath it all. You know, see if we can't gently encourage her to go up the cup, and not out the container. Okay. Oh, I grabbed the wrong cup. No biggie. I don't know how much this is getting on camera. Sorry I get so focused on what I'm doing. Gotta try to remember I'm making videos too. And are you going to walk up peacefully? And we will take our lid. You know, just try and stay calm as possible. I'm not worried about her being defensive. I'm worried about her running straight off the table. So there we go. She is now inside of here. I just, oh, sorry, baby. I didn't mean to make you fall off the lid. So we'll see if we can't face her towards her burrow as we take that off. Do a little adjusting. Make sure you guys get a really good shot of her. She is a very pretty tarantula. As you can see, even though they are called the quezon blue, she herself is not very blue. It looks like when females mature, they just kind of turn a brown color. Not much iridescence either. As juveniles, they have a beautiful, just solid blue iridescence throughout them. And I believe the males keep that as they mature. They keep that blue color. But babies like this, or I'm sorry, mature females like this just turn brown. So, got my catch cup in my left hand just in case. I'm gonna see if I can't encourage her to go in the burrow and off the lid. Perfect. And that was a successful rehousing of an old world species. So a lot of Asian old worlds aren't the most defensive. They don't always rear up. They don't always behave in a defensive or aggressive manner. They're more runners and hiders. So at no point was I worried about her biting me. And I was worried about her running out of her container and jumping off the side of the table. So we just want to make sure we were nice and calm and everything went well. But we'll get the lid on her and move on to the next species. Now I think we're going to do the next old world I have. I think I only have the two old worlds. But since that one was called, quezon blue, but wasn't actually blue, I will rehouse our electric blue. And they are incredibly blue. Let's get a container set up. This is going to be a long video, but we'll make it work. So here's a very long cork, half round. Once again, we'll spray half of it. And make her a nice burrow. That's looking pretty nice. Got a little cluster of plants here, so I'm just going to take the scissors and I'm just going to snip off here, hopefully. Nope, that middle wire's still in there. That's okay, let's see if we can't pull it out. There we go. I don't leave those in there, they tend to rust. So got that out. Now we can bury this plant cluster. I actually put this in the front corner here. Let's change our angle a little bit again. I'm gonna put their water dish actually back in this corner. Because she will be doing a ton of digging. A lot of chilobrachys species, all chilobrachys species come from Asia, Vietnam, Laos, that area. So we're just going to mist this down. They do enjoy some humidity. A little bit more pressure. There we go. And that is looking nice. So here's what we were raising her in. And I hate when I don't have symmetry, so having all these oddball critter keepers and totes, and it's driving me crazy. I'm trying to switch everything to at least the same footprint of tote. Now, I can already see her in her burrow. It's been a long time since I've seen her out and about. So what we'll probably end up doing is I'm going to try, oh, gotta make sure I get this on camera for you guys. Okay. So there's a whole piece of cork right here. And I'm going to try to hopefully lift this out. Keep my catch cup in my other hand in case she tries to book it. I'm sure this is terrifying. If any of you guys have ever had your home just lifted up off your head like this, I'm assuming is absolutely terrifying. Sorry, I'm just looking for something to put this piece of cork. This is gonna make a huge mess. There we go. Put it in this empty bottom. And we'll try to continue. Is she under or is she in? Okay, she is in. So we're just gonna try to knock away some of this dirt that doesn't matter. So all this in here, you know, is covered in dirt, is a web hammock to speak. And I gotta try to find an opening so we can start working on getting her out of the inside of here. Is there a world way to separate this right from the cork bark? There just may be. And that's not a bad piece of cork bark. That's perfectly reusable. I just double check and make sure she's not under any of these dried up chunks. She is big, so she's gonna be hard to miss. Okay. Let's grab our paintbrush as we open this up and explore. Just checking, make sure I'm still on camera. Am I focused in on this? So all we're gonna do is just gently grab little pieces and just try to pull them away as we look deeper and deeper. So chilobrachys, electric blues, they have absolutely beautiful threat postures. Once again, they're not really going to come after you. They're not aggressive by any means. And right now, she's going to be more shy and skittish than she will be defensive. But when they are comfortable in home, they have the most beautiful threat postures of any other chilobrachys. And I'm just trying to figure out exactly where she is. You see they do heavily web the inside of their burrows. So I know she's in here. I'm just trying to figure out how to safely get her out. She didn't come out yet. Where are you? Not seeing a lot of movement from a tarantula this size. So I think she's down here, maybe. Come on, girl, where are you? This is crazy because I know I saw her legs in her burrow before I started digging. Oh, there she is. I didn't realize she hid herself way down the corner there. Oh, that's why I always want to be gentle, not in a rush. But she fooled me this whole time. So, where did my lid go? We'll just gently encourage her to maybe walk on the lid herself. And she is a big girl. I don't know if you guys can see how intense that blue is on her front and inside her legs, but that's okay. We will move this out of the way. Looking her over, I don't think we injured her in any way. So we're just going to very gently put her in here like this. Let's see if we can encourage her to walk down on her own. And she is grasping the bottom of the cup as hard as she can. Oh yeah, I know you guys can see some of that blue. So we're just going to, yeah, we really stressed her out. We did not do this the most gentle, easiest ways. So what I'm actually going to try to do is put her over here and see if she won't come down on her own and get inside her own burrow. Let's see. You got a new burrow. Let's get you in there. Now she's behaving exactly how I would expect to absolutely terrify tarantula or chilobrachys to act. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize I wasn't on camera there. All we're doing is just gently encouraging her down out of the cup. And I'm hoping if we point her in the direction of her burrow, she'll just go inside and calm down. Sometimes it's easier to say than do, but all we gotta do is just keep trying. And whoop, she is gone. Okay, I hope I caught enough of that and enough of her blue colors. Oh, here she comes. Let's see. Don't want her to just come booking out of here, but there she is, just at her door chilling. I'm going to grab her lid and just quickly try to put it on. And we're gonna let her rest so we don't disturb her anymore, let her de-stress a little bit. That was the last old world, so now we're gonna move on to some Brachypelma. So get another tote. Actually, I think I'm going to reuse a lot of the stuff that's in these Brachypelma totes or containers. Once again, they do absolutely fine, these critter keepers. I'm just sick of them being all mismatched. So this is my female Brachypelma Boehmei, or Mexican fireleg. And she is always super food motivated. She's like not the worst. She doesn't kick a lot of hair. She doesn't ever give me a threat to posture. She just literally tries to bite water. Oh, there you go, sweetheart. Probably did that a bit prematurely, but Brachypelma, they're dumpy. She'll just sit there and chill until I start messing around her. All I'm gonna do is take that, and we're gonna put that right back on you for a moment, because I want to use your old cork bark, and we'll just rebury it. Oops, sorry, sweetheart. Let's move you this way. And once again, backfill. I'm just going to plan on reusing everything in here. Let's guide you that way. There you go. Extra long plant that covers the entire wall. We'll just put it right here. I'm sure she'll be happy with that. Already smells her burrow, so ran right inside. We'll give her a water dish, just like that. And we'll just fill it. I'm not really going to mist her down too heavy, since she is more of a desert species. Started missing the wall as soon as I looked to make sure my camera's focused. Get this out of the way. And that was a Brachypelma Boehmei. I hear people do pronounce it Boehmei. I'm not saying this right or wrong way. I've just been saying Boehmei for too many years. Move on to the next one. This is easily one of my favorites, but you'll hear me say that about every single Brachypelma I own. They're all some of my favorites. And this will pull out the plants, clean them off. This is a Brachypelma Klassi. I believe their common name that I would commonly use is Mexican Pink Beauty. But we're going to steal her burrow because we're going to reuse it. And this is another female. And then we'll gently bury it on the side here. Start a burrow for her. Now, my female here is pretty bold. A lot of times she's just out and about, but always near the entrance of her burrow. And whenever I disturb her, she just turns and runs down it. My Brachypelma Boehmei doesn't care about anything. She's always out and about. She made a burrow once, but she doesn't even use it to molt. She is an absolute champ. Can we get you to back up? I just want you to walk in the cup, please. There you go. Gently move her over here, so you guys can't get a better shot while she's right there. Now, Brachypelma are just absolutely amazing beginner species. They're slow, they're docile, they're really calm. Most of the time, they're very bold. Though I do have an Emilia that is super shy. She spends all her time hidden in her burrow, whereas the rest of these really don't spend much of any time hiding. They do have urticating hairs, which I can start to feel on my hands since I've been reaching into their enclosures. The urticating hairs doesn't bother me much. It might make my skin a little red, a little itchy. I wash my hands with Dawn dish soap and it goes away immediately. How's she looking on camera? Good? Oh yeah, she's beautiful. That is the, oh, almost forgot the water dish. And you see, like, none of these females, as I rehouse them, are flicking hairs or anything. All the hair in their substrate that I'm touching is residual from molts and just living in there. That's something to consider if you're more sensitive to tarantulas urticating hairs. You might want to wear gloves or something while touching the inside of the enclosures. That's one happy tarantula. Get her out of the way. And we'll do the Brachypelma Hamorii next, the Mexican red knee. Just because I see he's out and about. It'll be easy to move over. Or she. I'm so bad with pronouns. So we will just, I'm probably isn't getting the sun shot. He's up on the side here, so I'm just trying to get him to walk in the deli cup, and I scared him, so he threw hairs. Not to worry, as long as you don't get him in your face or your eyes, you're a-okay. And once again, we're gonna try to steal his cork bark. Nothing wrong with it, so we will once again bury it over here. And this one I made more of a shelf. This is a huge piece of cork. So what I am going to do, sorry buddy, he looks like he's the most skittish of the bunch. Come over here, grab another handful of dirt. Yeah, that looks nice. Come and grab some of his plants. And just nicely bury them around. He probably doesn't care as much as I do, but you know, try to make it look nice. Oh, can't forget the water dish. Oh, you're in the corner. I want to put your water dish in. That's okay. Absolutely beautiful specimen. Put your water dish over here. And then once again, we'll just fill up that water dish. And that is the Brachypelma Hamorii, or Mexican red knee. Okay guys, we got 2 more tarantulas to go, and then we'll move on to the 1 scorpion rehouse. And I'm making a mess everywhere. This will be fun to clean up. This is going to be the Brachypelma Emilia. And this is a one that is very timid. She always hides on me. I only ever see her out at night. But let's see, where is she? I don't want to collapse everything on her head. Okay. So she is way under here. Oh. Did end up dumping a little dirt on her. Oops. That's okay, she'll clean herself off. And once again, we'll bury this at an angle. Start a little bit of a burrow for her. Yeah, backfill all of that. Now this Emilia, I did believe was a female, but I just recently got a molt from her last week and checked, and it turns out she is a boy. But the person I bought her off of did tell me they ventral sexed her at 2 inches, which I should have second guessed, but it wasn't too much money. She was actually missing a leg, or he was missing a leg when I bought him, and grew it back slowly. But I've probably had this one for 3 or 4 years. My Brachypelma I probably had for 3 or 4 years. I'll go for the catch cup. And let's see if we can gently encourage her to walk up the cup. Oh, you're okay. And there she is, looking a little dirty because I dropped a little bit of dirt on her. She's gonna be a-okay though. Brachypelma Emilia are just some of the prettiest tarantulas, especially right after they molt. She is just absolutely pretty. Those colors are phenomenal. Of course, I had to dump dirt on her, but she'll be okay. And almost forgot her water dish, so we'll do that now. And we'll rinse off her plants too. Try to make them look a little nicer. So she didn't just molt, a little bit of extra humidity isn't gonna harm her. But making sure he has a full water dish. Sorry, I've been calling this tarantula she for 3 or 4 years now. Now it's a he, it's gonna take me a minute to start using those pronouns. But he is gorgeous, and we're gonna put the lid on him and move to the last one, or last tarantula. Let's see, clear some of this stuff out of the way. Try to. Oh, and I dropped more dirt on another tarantula. I am just doing a great job. This is a Grammastola iheringi, or I believe the common name is Brazilian woolly black. I'd have to double check that. I try to use scientific names more than the common names, even though they're harder to pronounce sometimes, but this is hopefully a male iheringi. I do have a mature female I'm hoping to pair, hopefully this year. If this is a male, he's probably almost penultimate at this point. And then we're just going to try to encourage him to get in the deli cup, even though I dumped some dirt on him, and he probably isn't that happy. There you go. Nope, yep. You almost got it. Just sidestep a little bit. There you go. Nope, nope, now I need you to come back this way, please. And Grammastola are another absolutely amazing beginner species of tarantula. They're so docile, so relaxed. Never get a threat posture from them, even when I dump dirt on their head. Come on, buddy. Please back up. There you go. Nope, nope. Oh, no. See, I took the pressure off for a second, and he's just like, nope, up. Oh, there we go. Sorry, buddy. Now he's going to sit there and just be like, what have you done to me? But he is going to be okay. Then we'll put some decorations in there. I'm going to do new ones because old ones are just absolutely filthy. Take a couple clippings there and there. And you can have some plant over here. Have some more plant over here. Get a water dish. Actually, probably should have done all this before I put them in here. This is more of a tropical species, so I'm going to miss the whole thing. Fill up the water dish, wash some of the edges. Try not to spray him directly with water. He'd freak out and start running. But he's just sitting there like he's in shock. How dare you move me out of my home? But like I said, I want to get rid of some of the critter keepers. I just hate how mix and match everything in my collection is. But that's the Brazilian woolly black, or Grammastola iheringi. And now we'll move on to the scorpions. Oh, it was so nice to be out on the last tilt. It's a big project today, but we got it done. So let's set this up real quick. And we're gonna put a ton of bark in here. Not necessarily gonna bury a lot of it. Trying to figure out if this is organic or this was a tie that got sucked into the mulcher. We'll pick some of that out. You see, we're not really burying any of this. We're just stacking a ton of it up. Of course, keep it away from the edges. Actually, now I'm looking, what I'm going to do is actually take some substrate out because I do want this to be much lower. Fun fact, scorpions can't climb smooth surfaces, so if you don't give them anything to climb up, they can't get out. Believe me, there will be a lid on this. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they never accidentally escape. And you'll see why in a minute. But we'll make the substrate a little lower, but not completely gone. Now, as you can tell, I'm adding a ton of bark in here because these guys are a type of bark scorpion. We're just going to arrange everything nicely. Give them plenty of nooks and crannies to climb in and out of and all that fun jazz. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I'm not going to give these guys a 2-ounce deli cup as a water dish. They're quite small. I don't want them accidentally drowning. So I'll find a water dish to put in here probably after the video. It's probably just going to be a little bottle cap or something. But in here is the scorpions we're rehousing. So these guys are actually a Brazilian bark scorpion. Scientific name, Tityus Stigmurus. Now these guys are absolutely beautiful, but they are considered deadly. You can see there's a female there with one baby on her back. Maybe not, maybe it's too blurry. I saw she had babies yesterday, and I see all the babies are dead in the bottom except for that one. Which is why I'm rehousing something much larger, give them more room. These are a parthenogenetic species of scorpion, which means they're all females, and they all reproduce randomly whenever they feel like it. But they are a tropical species. Let me try to gently put this down someplace, hopefully, where we can still see them. Oh, actually, I see 2 alive babies down there. I'm gonna have to pick them out and house them individually. But we'll go for good footage here. Possibly. Oh, there we go. Sorry, new tripod. Now let's focus in. Yeah, so these guys are a parthogenic bark scorpion from Brazil. They are considered to be a lethal species. Their venom can cause cardiac arrest in adults. Very unpleasant to be stung by one of these, but they're absolutely beautiful. And like I said, they're parthogenic, they're fully communal. The parents can live with the babies, each other, they all live happily, and if you leave them alone, they'll just keep reproducing like mad. You see a smaller one is one of their offsprings from probably last year that's been growing up with them. So there should be 4 adults and 2 juveniles in there. And then you saw the baby on the one's back. I'm hoping she pulls through and makes it. But that's why we're moving them to a bigger setup, give them more room to get away from each other, try to neutralize whatever stress factor is causing mom to eat the babies, or to disown the babies, whatever's going on. And hopefully we'll have plenty in the near future. But absolutely love this species. Quickly became one of my favorites with the intense oranges and purple hues. Especially right after a molt, they are just absolutely intense in color. But we'll probably end the video here. I'm gonna mist these guys down, find a shallow water dish for them, and try to pull out the couple babies I see at the bottom and get them housed individually, or get them housed in a separate container, and see if I can't get them to go second instar. But thank you for watching.